and welcome. This for information is actually the 7th edition, and the 5th one online since we started in 2018. For those who are maybe newer to the workshop, this is a series that is intended to support and provide an environment to discuss Python across at large. So in fact, these days we don't have only energy physics, but also other areas, including theory, nuclear physics, and so on, neutrino physics, etc. And to provide an environment for people to discuss among themselves, to see what's going on across the board, also to exchange with developers who very often come and present their latest news on certain packages, for example. So yeah, we need in 2020, for obvious reasons, we went global, and since then we could then embrace people from all over the world, in spite of course, time constraints, because we understand that for some of you it's good morning, for some of you is good evening or almost good night, even quite late. So, but it is nice that people try to are able to connect, even if it's late or early, as I said, and that's why we have so many people coming from also many different areas in physics. So we have about 400 registrations so far. Thank you very much for this great interest. Just for fun, we made this cloud of the words that in the abstract that we have received. So of course, okay, you see physics and Python analysis package coming very often. There's also a few things, even quantum in there. So so that just reflects the very broad set of talks that we're going to have throughout these 4 days. You have received an email from Matthew Fakert on Binder if you want to spawn notebooks to go along and follow the presentations that are based on notebooks. In fact, a large fraction of the presentations we know from the previous years are with notebooks. So you feel encouraged to either use this this infrastructure that is provided kindly by ISAP for free. We already posted on the Slack channel, but you're really encouraged to use Slack for discussions, not the chat on Zoom, because that goes away when we close the session, for example, certainly at the end of the day. But here you can then go to the proper channel, which is typically the week of the day. Sorry, the day of the week, the session and one. So, for example, Monday session 1 will be for now, and you can then continue discussing and for example, ping explicitly the speakers who have presented something and you would like to discuss with them and follow up offline. So that's a great thing to exploit. So feel free to use it. We encourage you to do that. And last but not least, we would like to thank again our sponsors, the IRISAP, so the Institute for Research and Innovation in Software and High Physics, and the Python Software Foundation. They have been sponsoring us for quite a few years by now, and this is really, really appreciated. So thank you very much for them, because it enables us to actually provide captions for the recordings. So I think that's it. I don't expect any questions, but if you have any questions on the organization of the workshop, we're going to proceed. Please speak up now. Otherwise, we can actually start the real part of the workshop with the first presentations.